Hello, tribe. This is Vanessa, also known as Sound Healing by Kinga, recording here from the Sound Healing portal. Just wanted to share with you guys a little bit of how everything started for me. Well, right there, as you can see, we still have our crystal quartz singing bowl set up from our past. We recently had our monthly full moon sound healing session, like 2 Sundays ago. It was beautiful, really beautiful. Shout out to the ladies that came. They were very, very happy, left very relaxed, and they even, no joke, they even said that during their sound journey, they experienced seeing colors. Like they went into a really deep state, trance, like a trance state. So that's one of the things that happen when you attend a sound bath or a sound meditation or a sound healing journey. So I just wanted to share with you all, how everything started, when everything started for me, when I started getting into sound healing and why. So it all starts way back in 2008. That's 18 years ago. Wow, God, how time flies. Wow. 18 years ago was when everything started for me with yoga and then transitioning into sound healing. So anyways, back in 2008, I was, in need of something that would help me or would give me the tools to be able to cope with everything or anything that life threw at me, right? So I tried yoga. A couple of friends were really into yoga and they were like, come on, you should do a class one day. It would really help you, blah, blah, blah. All right. So one day I felt the click. I'm like, okay, let's go. I'm going to go with you guys, do yoga, try it out, see what happens. Obviously, the first class did nothing. Like, everything else you try, you're not going to feel the effects right away, right? Like you go to a gym, you exercise, the benefits, you'll see them with discipline, with being constant, maybe after a month, right? If you're constant in your practice, you'll obviously feel and see the benefits. So with yoga, it's the same thing. That's why many people kind of quit, because it's the first class is like, I didn't feel anything. Well, obviously, no, we have to be constant, right? So first class, gave it a shot, gave it a try. I knew I was not going to feel anything right away, but I did like the instructor's voice. She had a very calming voice. That helped me out, right? The world is so noisy, right? That you need to hear calm. And coming from a yoga instructor, that really helps. Because if you go to a yoga class where the yoga instructor has like a, like maybe like a rough voice, or kind of you feel like you're in like in an intense workout, like body workout, but not, it doesn't help you, to bring you back to a state of meditation, or to calm yourself. So that really helped out. It was like the key to, all right, I'll keep coming, I'll keep going to these yoga classes and try it out and see what happens. So I kept going, and obviously I would say after a month, I started feeling the benefits. I mean, one of the benefits I felt and the change in me was the ability to cope with stress, the ability to cope with anything that life was throwing at me by that time. And it really, really helped me out. By the way, myself by nature, I am already calm. Like, I'm calm by nature, and I'm like very, very patient by nature. So yoga kind of enhanced my already calmness, right? Or my already peaceful state of mind. Yoga is like an extra super dose of my own self, if I can, explain it in some kind of way. So we clicked with yoga. We connected. It's like, all right, I have to keep practicing, and in the future, maybe offer it myself to help myself to help people feel and get the benefits of yoga, right? Because so many people are hurting, right? I was hurting, and I really felt that it was starting to heal me. So I'm like, I want to do the same thing and help people out. Okay, so anyways, time passed. That was back in 2008. Yeah. 2009, I had my beautiful daughter was born, and 2009, I had to pause things a little bit because I was really like, like getting into this state of mind where I was focused to and very determined to practice yoga and to even like I said before, get a certification, do a yoga training, and be a yoga instructor, become a yoga instructor. So I I paused it, right? I had to pause a little bit. And by the end of 2011, we flew back to the States with my daughter, here in Staten Island, New York. We moved from Chile, which is, by the way, a beautiful country. I don't know if you guys have been there or have heard about it, but it's a country located in South America, long, narrow country, right next to Argentina. Many of you are more familiar with Argentina than Chile, but it's a country, a long, narrow country that is next to Argentina, and they're divided by the Andes Mountains, and it's a beautiful country, I must say. I really miss the mountains because where we lived, there were mountains everywhere. It's a city that's surrounded by mountains, Santiago. So the mountains are really missed. The mountains, I honestly love the mountains. Like, I always feel the call of being close to hills or mountains. And right here in the States, we have a lot of mountains too, especially on the west side. One day I look forward to get to know. And there's cities, by the way, here in the United States that are very similar to Santiago, Chile, where I used to live. But anyways, we moved here to Staten Island, New York, right? And by 2012, I was doing some research because I'm like, all right, my daughter is 3 years old, right? Maybe I could do some, online training or something like that. Well, I had the chance to do this Yoga Life train called, it was a course called Yoga Life Training. I'm thankful that my parents were there, to support me in, taking care of my daughter while I was able to do this training, right? And this is a certification I got. This is my first achievement, I would say, from what I was about to get into, right? So this was called a Yoga Life Training. I got it back in May of 2012, right? It was just a glimpse of what yoga is. And then I started doing more research. I'm like, all right, this is not a certification to be a yoga instructor, obviously. So just like, try. That was 18 years ago. Wow, God, how time flies. But anyways, back in 2008, that was the year I started my yoga journey, which introduced me to sound healing. So that's what I'm trying to get, guys. But I started my yoga journey back in 2008. I started going to classes. I really loved it. And at first, the first class, I must say, you don't get the whole benefits of yoga in your first class. I mean, you have to have discipline, you have to be constant, you have to practice in order to feel the benefits, not only physically, but mentally and spiritually, right? Many people go and they're like, the first time, and they're like, no, this did nothing for me. Well, it's almost the same as when you go to the gym or do, you work out at home, wherever you work out. The first, like first time, obviously you're not going to see any difference. But if you're constant and you practice, at least 3 times a week, by the end of the month, you will definitely feel the benefits, and not only in your body, but in your mind and in your spirit. So that's what exactly happened to me. I started practicing 3 times a week. And by the end of the month, I really started feeling, more than seeing, but feeling the benefits. And one of those is that yoga started giving me the tools I needed in order to be able to cope with stress, with anything that life was throwing at me back in those days. Yoga definitely gave me the ability to cope with everything. And that's when I really started loving it and getting really into it, and even, thinking about the fact of in the future someday being a yoga instructor. So I kept on practicing, right? And then a year passed, and then my daughter was born. I had my girl, and then I paused it a little bit, right? And by the way, we were living in South America, in a country called Chile. I don't know if any of you have been there, but it's a beautiful country. Volcanoes, mountains, lakes, forests, waterfalls, rivers, beaches, deserts. It's really, really beautiful. And we lived in a city, the capital of Chile, which is called Santiago. And Santiago is surrounded by mountains. And I really miss the mountains. I really miss the mountains. When you're used to living in a place that's surrounded by nature, especially the mountains, when you move, for example, here to Staten Island, New York, you really miss them, because there's obviously, we don't have mountains here. But anyways, by the end of 2011, we moved here with my daughter. And as soon as I was here, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do a research and see where I could dive into a yoga training to get my yoga certification and be a yoga instructor, right? So that's where I bumped one day in the city with the famous Integral Yoga Institute, right? And I noticed that by that time, they were offering a yoga life training, which is basically, like it's an introduction to yoga. What is yoga, right? It wasn't a yoga teacher, yoga instructor training, but you know what? I said, I'll try to do this, because I have to start somewhere. I already, in Chile, I practice yoga, but I really want to dive into it and expand my knowledge. So I did this yoga life training, got a certificate right there. It says the date, May 2012, right? And then I wanted to continue. So this kind of gave me the spark. It lit the fire to end up achieving my yoga teacher, yoga instructor certificate at the same yoga studio or institute called Integral Yoga Institute, founded by this guru, or Swami as they call them. His name was Swami Satchidananda. And so you guys know who he was, and I'm pretty sure all of you are familiar with the 1969 Woodstock Festival, right? Which right here, supposedly, this is a piece of the Woodstock, the original Woodstock stage, where all these amazing rock bands performed back in the Woodstock Festival. So what does this have to do with the guru that I just showed you, the Swami? That guru was the one that opened and kind of blessed the Woodstock Festival on the first day before chaos happened. But yeah, so that guru over there Swami Sachidananda, he opened the Woodstock Festival. So you guys know a little bit of rock history, and that's connected also with yoga. And then Swami Sachidananda right there, he founded the Integral Yoga Institute, where I got my yoga life training and my yoga instructor certificate. All right, so that was back in January 19, 2013, all right? And then I continued my yoga journey, right? And I'm like, okay, I'm ready to be a yoga instructor, but I kept on feeling that something was missing, that I really wanted to add something different to my offerings, to my yoga classes. And I couldn't, find what, until one day after work. I was working in the city in Broad Street in downtown in a legal firm, right? And I had this yoga studio that I sometimes, whenever I had the chance, I just, after work, if there was, if my family could, stay with my daughter for a little bit so I can, practice yoga, I have to arrange all that. And when it worked out, I just, after work, boom, went to this amazing, very beautiful spa-looking yoga studio up in the Upper West Side, I think it was. It's called Pure Yoga. See? Right there. And I started taking classes right there with a great yoga instructor. Her name was Jessica Kaplan. I really loved her classes because she gave out a vinyasa yoga flow. Perfect. It worked. It just made everything come together, body-wise, mind-wise, spirit-wise. Like she really played awesome music in the background. Some people don't like practicing yoga with music in the background. It depends on what kind of music. I personally, I like it. I like to play a little bit of music. Not too loud, obviously, and everything has to be, calm. But some people like playing music while they practice yoga, which is great. And I resonate with that. So anyways, this teacher, instructor, she played really cool music in the background, like chill, electronic house kind of, vibes. And I started noticing that by the end of the class, like the last 15 or even 20 minutes of her yoga class, she incorporated sound healing. So that's when I had this click. Okay, this is exactly what I am missing. And then I need to add and incorporate in my own classes. So she started playing with this guy over here. It's called Shruti Box. Sounds like this. Obviously you have to tone it, right? But this instrument has been with me for a while, since 2015, I think. So this yoga instructor, Jessica, she ended her yoga class, and her last 15 minutes of her session, she played this guy, the Shruti Box, alongside with her beautiful voice. She chanted, and it really dug deep. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna research. I asked her first, like, where does she, study or get any certificate to be a sound healer as well? So she told me that right there in that same yoga studio where I was starting to practice yoga, they were giving out and offering a sound bath or sound healing certificate, sound therapy, actually. It was called a sound therapy teacher training. So I was like, okay, let's see how much it is. And I ended up initiating my sound therapy teacher training, and I got my other certificate right there from Pure Yoga Studio, right? And I completed a 20-hour sound teacher training certificate back in November of 2015. See? So I'm like, all right, I'm ready. Now I'm ready to offer yoga and sound healing. sound bath or sound meditation, right? And my first instrument was a crystal bowl, a crystal quartz singing bowl. And actually, now that I remember, while I was doing the sound therapy teacher training, right? We had to bring to one of the classes an instrument, a sound healing instrument. So I ordered one crystal quartz singing bowl from Amazon. That was my very first instrument. I was so happy and so proud. And I took it to my sound healing teacher training. Practice it, of course, and then by the end, when I got my certificate, right, I really loved the Shruti box that I got to know through Jessica, this yoga instructor. And I got my second instrument, which is the Shruti box, right? And I had my sound bowl, my crystal quartz sound bowl, right there. I mean, this is not the same one. This whole set right here that you guys see is a crystal quartz singing bowl that my beautiful man, my Johnny Hardcore, gifted me with and has been with me for a long time. This set, we've been with my beautiful man, my boyfriend, for 6 years already. And I remember he gifted me with this beautiful set, I would say maybe 2 years, no, maybe 3, like when we were, after 3 years of being together, I would say. And I absolutely love it. And it really, this set really relaxes you so much. The last session I had, which was 2 Sundays ago for our monthly full moon sessions, sound healing sessions, it really was putting me to sleep while I was giving the session, right? Sound healing. 2 ladies that always come here, and a big shout out to them because they're very sweet, and they always come and they always attend and participate, and they really love it. And they even this last time they came, they said that it was so powerful that they experienced throughout their sound journey. They went into a very they went deep into a trance. So they went into a very, very deep mindset where this trance that even gave them the chance to see colors. They said that it was so powerful that they saw colors. So, and that's exactly one of the things that sound healing sessions, what happened during the sessions, right? A lot of people release because the vibration that comes from sound healing is so powerful that it removes stuck or stagnant energy that we have built up inside of us. So it's so powerful that the vibration shakes up everything that's stuck inside and it releases it. And one of the ways of releasing that stuck energy inside of us is releasing through tears, right? Through crying, which is absolutely normal. And the other form, the other way of releasing, right, is by seeing colors, right? You see colors. Other people experience, I've heard also from different feedbacks of people that have attended my sound healings, that they feel like something like something literally popped from inside of them, like bursted, like released, right? Like something finally moved out of its stagnant state and just was, brought to surface in order to heal. So that is a beautiful thing to hear from them. So anyways, back to my story. I got my certificate to be a sound therapy teacher, right? And I started adding my sound healing journeys at the end of my yoga teachings since 2015, right? It's been a quite journey. Right now, we're in 2026. I've done yoga and sound healing at a rooftop here in Staten Island. What else? We have offered in different events. We've even sound healed in Central Park with my Johnny Hardcore. We went all the way over there at a beautiful stage. Quite can't remember the name of the stage, but it was an event called Peace at the Park in Central Park in New York City. And it was a beautiful experience. It was so hot that day. It was like, no joke, 100 degrees, 100 and something degrees. And we were sitting on stage with there was a man that was playing I was playing the accordion, the bansuri, which is the Indian flute made of bamboo. A man was playing the tablas, and a lady, they were both, I believe, from India, beautiful people. The lady was playing the sitara, which is the Indian guitar, right? So we've created Indian music, right? Music from India for all the people in the park. And it was beautiful, really beautiful. The only thing is that the stage was hot, and the mats we were sitting on were like almost about to melt. It was so hot, but it was a beautiful experience. So like I was saying, we've offered and been in various different festivals and events offering sound healing. And right now, where you see, guys, this is a healing portal. The sound healing portal, that's the name of this channel. But I also want to say that we're going to start offering also yoga as well. So different forms and disciplines of healing, right? But mostly for now is sound healing, right? So that's my story. That's how everything started back in 2008 with yoga, and then it transitioned into sound healing, right? There's a very interesting sound healing tip, if you want to call it that way, that I would love to share with you guys. You don't have to be a sound healing therapist or a sound healing teacher to do this. You can obviously go ahead and purchase whatever sound healing instrument calls, or whatever you feel called to play, right? You go ahead, have your instrument. You can purchase a singing bowl and swirl it, and that will help you bring you back to a very peaceful state of mind. But whoever has a singing bowl, right? I'm going to share this very interesting and healing tip. So whenever you play your crystal quartz singing bowl or any singing bowl, right? When you swirl with your mallet, this is called a mallet, right? When you swirl your mallet towards the right, many people, when they play their singing bowls, don't realize this and don't realize how beneficial and how healing it could be. When you swirl your mallet towards the right, or clockwise, in other words, you're actually calling energy in. You're calling in energy in order to support your healing intention, right? When you swirl your mallet towards the right or clockwise, you're calling inside the energy inside to heal, right? And support your intention. Now, when you swirl your mallet towards the left or counterclockwise, you're actually releasing and expanding the energy and cleansing. It has a very cleansing effect, and once you do it, trust me, you'll see the difference. When you swirl your mallet towards the right or clockwise, you're calling in energy. You're bringing the energy inside of you to support your intention, your healing intention. And when you swirl your mallet towards the left, counterclockwise, you are expanding the energy. You're spreading it out. It has a cleansing effect, a releasing effect. So try it out because it really makes a difference. And when my clients or students come to my sound healing sessions, I always ask them how, before we start the sound bath or sound meditation, I always ask them, how do they feel? What is it that they need to focus in during the class? So depending on what they say and what I feel in their words, I go by intuition with the instruments and say, okay, we're going to definitely use the crystal quartz singing bowls because we all need to relax, right? But if I feel from what they say that they need to release any stuck energy, right? Anything that's like lingering in there, and then they need to like let it out, let it go, I definitely play this guy right here. It's called a harmonium. This was a special birthday present from my dad. And I remember I was talking a lot about this instrument because it resonated with me. I just felt the call to have it one day. And yeah, I had it for my birthday, and it's a beautiful instrument, powerful instrument as well. Just like every other instrument, they all have their meaning, and they all have their own gift, their own unique gift. This one, the harmonium, like I said, it's, to me, I see it like the instrument that shakes everything up inside of you, and it helps you release and let go of any stuck energy or stuck feeling or anything that's stagnant inside. So what I usually do is if I feel that the people that come need to release first, I definitely play this one first, the harmonium. And we transition from the harmonium to the singing bowls because, like, okay, we release anything that's stuck, like an earthquake, and then we finally relax with our singing bowls to help us gain this peaceful state of mind, right? Focus, grounding, definitely grounding. And we play the euphone. This is another instrument that my beautiful man gifted me for Christmas. And this instrument is super special. It's beautiful. It's played with water. You just wet your hands and slide your hands through these metal sticks. I'm gonna make a demo, don't worry, so you guys can hear how it sounds. This was a very special gift from my man, and I also felt the calling for it. Like, I remember I was looking through Instagram, through different accounts of people that make instruments, right? And this guy caught my attention for sure, because I'm like, played with water, sliding your hands through these metal sticks and creating these beautiful ethereal cosmic sounds. Oh my God, we got to see it. We got to go through it. So I wish to have it one day, and my man gifted this beautiful instrument for a Christmas. I'm very, very thankful. So like I said, this guy, if there's anything that needs to be released, I play it, right? It's very intense. You know exactly what I'm talking about when I play it, because you feel it in your chest, and it's like bah, but it's at the same time it's harmonious, right? Sometimes I chant a little bit, like, like slow. I don't want to, like, not scare people away, but I don't want to chant too high, so that way it doesn't, because some people just don't like it. They just want to hear the instruments. But I do add a little bit of chanting with this guy, with the harmonium, and it happens that people like it. They actually think that I am playing some kind of music in the background with a nice voice. So I feel very flattered and honored. But I do chant, very, very slow, not too hard. And so when we play the harmonium, I chant just a little bit in the background. To me, it's like an earthquake. It shakes everything, removes everything that has to be released from inside, and you bring it to surface, release it, let it go, and then boom, we transition into the singing bowls and the euphone, which like when something was removed with the harmonium, then there's like a feeling of emptiness, but then immediately you feel like something was cleansed, right? Like you definitely got rid of something that was bothering you. So to bring you back to a peaceful state of mind and relaxing and grounding, the crystal quartz singing bowls are played with the euphone that give you an effect of it, like really sent you to outer space in a good way. And like it that's why people sometimes see colors. It's like they go into a trance, no joke. So that's what I usually do in my sound baths, but I like to mix it up obviously with also other instruments. Shruti box, played with the banzuri, right, the Indian flute made of bamboo, and the hand pan, beautiful hand pan. I like to call it the Avni UFO pan. It definitely looks like a flying saucer. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna demo for you guys in my next video the harmonium, okay? Because I need to place my camera on a tripod so that way I can use both my hands while recording, so I can demo for you that instrument and the singing bowls as well. But like I said, this tip that I shared with you guys is interesting, it's beautiful, it's useful. You can add in, if you're a sound healing teacher, a sound healing instructor, a sound therapist teacher, or if you just simply like to play your singing bowls at home, go ahead and add this tip and remind yourself, just remember. So that way you know exactly what intentions you're setting in your session. So when you swirl your mallet around your singing bowl towards the right, clockwise, you're calling in energy in order to support your intention for your healing session. When you swirl your mallet around your singing bowl towards the left counterclockwise, you're actually expanding the energy. You're letting go, you're releasing, you're cleansing, you're expanding that energy out. Very interesting tip. So remember guys. See how the bowls keep singing even when they're played just softly. See, intuitively I was swirling my singing bowl towards the left side, meaning counterclockwise, meaning expanding the energy, meaning that I needed to expand my energy, to cleanse, to release. That was by intuition. I did not, like plan it or think, okay, now I'm going to play my singing bowl towards the left. No, I intuitively, by nature, naturally, just swirl towards the left, counterclockwise, meaning I had to expand the energy. I had to release and cleanse. There you go. And I feel it. I promise you guys, it is felt. This is all medicine. Sound healing is medicine. And being a sound therapist or sound healing teacher myself, I promise you, it has helped me in so many ways. Like it has helped others too. And that's the beautiful thing of it. It's a constant feedback. It's healing in community. It's just supporting one another all the time. It's not only for one. It's not only for yourself. It's for everyone. It's a feedback. It's a beautiful feedback. It's healing together. So I'm going to wrap up this video. I am going, with my next video, I'm going to demo, like I said, the harmonium and the euphone. And I'm going to continue, obviously in more videos with the Shruti box and the flute right? I also have the Tibetan singing bowls, which are beautiful. And that's pretty much it, guys. But if you made it to this point of the video, I would love to take a second or a minute to say thank you. I appreciate you. I appreciate every single one of you for subscribing, for watching, for liking, for commenting, for viewing, for just being a big supportive community. And I am forever thankful. If there's any question, anything that you would like to ask, just comment right under this video and I would happily respond to you. All right. Once again, thank you. Thank you for watching. And stay tuned because there's another monthly sound healing full moon session coming up May 31st here in the Sound Healing Portal in Staten Island, New York. Sunday, May 31st at 5 p.m. like always. And I'm going to update you with the flyer very soon during this week. And I'm also planning to do a day retreat. I don't know yet what date, but obviously it will be anytime during the summer. Could be around June, a day, a Saturday or a Sunday. I'm still planning it. I want to call it the Wolf Warrior Woman Day Retreat or something like that, Wolf Pack. And I want to add, obviously I want to include not only sound healing, but yoga. There's a yoga called Budokan yoga. I'm going to get into that on my next video too, or next videos, explain to you what it's all about. Budokan yoga, sound healing. If there's any of you out there, Staten Island ladies, that know about Reiki and you would love to be part of this possible day retreat, and you know about Reiki, want to collaborate, I would be more than happy. There's also cards that I have. They're called the inquiry cards. They're very interesting and I have them. I also want to would add that to that retreat. But that's something that's on the road, not planned yet, but I just want to put it out there, see if there's any interest. But our monthly full moon sound healing journeys are in full effect. And the next one, upcoming one, is Sunday, May 31st at 5 p.m. Like I said, I'll be updating you with the flyers very soon, this week for sure, 100%. And if any of you need yoga mats, don't worry, because we provide you with yoga mats when you come to the Sound Healing Portal. But we also sell these guys. See? We got them with my Johnny Hardcore, and one is blue. We have a blue one and a green one. Blue and green, if you want to purchase one of these guys. All right, so stay tuned. Thank you once again for watching. We appreciate every single one of you. And remember, this is your Sound Healing Portal. If you're here in Staten Island, be in touch to be in the loop with all the events coming up. And stay safe out there. Thank you for watching again, guys. This is Vanessa, also known as Sound Healing by Kinga, recording live here from the beautiful Sound Healing Portal. Have a beautiful day. Stay safe. And always be true to yourself. Walk your path, believe in yourself, believe in your path. Don't let anyone knock you down, ever. Don't ever give up, ever. It took, imagine when I was telling you about my story, when it all began back in 2008 with yoga. Yoga kind of lit the fire to this path. And 18 years later, I am here recording from my very own space, our sound healing portal, after 18 years. So guys, nothing worth having comes easy. It all takes time. It all has ups and downs. It's like a roller coaster. But if you are constant and have discipline, persist and believe in you. That's the most important thing. Believe in you and believe in your dreams. You will 100% achieve your goals and your dreams. Trust me. So take care, guys. Big, huge hug to each and every single one of you. See you very soon.